Namaste everyone. Thank you for joining in this video. So today I want to speak about the worst qualities of every zodiac sign. Okay. Now the thumbnail of this video may be a bit, maybe a bit misleading. Okay. But just to put things in perspective, each representative of the zodiac sphere is unique and differs in special features inherent only to that zodiac. Okay. And as astrologers or as people who are interested in Vedic astrology, we must be aware of both the positive and negative character traits of everyone, from Aries to Pisces. Okay. So this is not a video that will help you to determine the worst zodiac sign. Okay. We have to be, honest enough to admit that astrology is very inexact. Okay. And it is inexact because it allows exceptions. Okay. So, the personality of a person is revealed not only through a horoscope. Okay. There are other facets that must be taken into account. So, what we will do in this video is that we will take the worst characteristics or traits of each zodiac sign. And before we discuss those, we must be aware that everyone has both positive as well as negative traits and qualities. Okay. So, the worst of all the zodiac signs, it's impossible to answer this question. Okay. Because, none of the zodiac signs can boast of ideality. Okay. There is no ideal zodiac sign. Each has its own negative qualities and with an equal number of positive qualities. So look at, the worst traits in each zodiac sign, starting from Aries and all the way down to Pisces. Okay. So for an Aries, the worst traits are the, now you can watch this video and you can read my my comments, or you can interpret my comments on the basis of your moon sign as well as your lagna. Okay, don't look at the sun sign. Okay, because Vedic astrology is more concerned with the moon sign. So you either look at the lagna or you either look at the Aries. You will either look at the moon sign. Okay, so if you have the moon or the lagna in Aries, then the worst trait that you can have is a display of high authority and temper. Okay, a person who is born under this sign of Aries, he or she has an imperious, merciless, and quick-tempered character. Okay, and there is a very distinguished, oral domination that emanates from this person. Okay, who has the moon in Aries, or whose lagna is in Aries. Okay, the other bad qualities include arrogance, ruthlessness, very demanding, a despotic nature, and aggressive behavior at most times. Okay. If you have your moon in Taurus, or if you have your lagna as Taurus, then the worst characteristic that you may have is that you will consider yourself as the center of the universe. Okay, and that makes you very, that makes you come across as someone very boring and someone very conservative. Okay, and if you have a Taurus moon, or if you have your lagna as Taurus, then you can have a bad habit of persisting in your opinion, even if you know it is wrong, and even if you know that it is erroneous. Okay, and then Taurus is subject to various kinds of dependencies. Okay, and the other bad qualities include the fact that Taurus natives, they can be very pompous, they can be very greedy, they can be very lazy, and they can be very prone to criticism and reproaches. Okay, now if you have your moon in Gemini, or if you have Gemini lagna, then the worst trait that you can display is duplicity. Okay, because Gemini has a dual nature, and for a Gemini moon or for Gemini lagna, it is quite normal to say one thing and do another. Okay, but then these are the ones, these people, if they, on the negative side, these people, they rarely go beyond talking. Okay, and most of the pretenders, manipulators, master of undercover intrigues, they are born in Gemini. Okay, and then, in other worst cases, these people, they are, they are very skilled at hiding behind a variety of masks that is, that makes it almost impossible to find out what they are thinking. Okay, so if you have your moon in Gemini, or if you have Gemini lagna, then you can be very vengeful, very hypocritical, very talkative, selfish, windy, as well as frivolous. Okay, then comes Cancer. Okay, so this is the most emotional zodiac, and the bad habit of the zodiac is that they are often perceived as offended crybabies. Okay, and if you don't, if your Cancer sign is bad, or if your Cancer sign is afflicted, then from a very early age you can be sure that the goal of each of the people around you is to embarrass and offend you. Okay, and in worst cases, for these people, their mood changes at the same speed with which there is a hidden meaning in the words and actions of other people. Okay, so what it means is, today a person having moon in Cancer or a Cancer lagna can be absolutely happy, and tomorrow he or she can be in absolute despondency, and the day after tomorrow, these people would be going around throwing thunder and lightning around everyone. Okay, the other negative qualities include nervousness, insecurity, being a bit touchy, inappropriately touchy, overly emotional, whiny, and embittered. Okay, Leo, it is regarded as the king of the zodiac, but it is also a model of complacency and self-centeredness. Okay, and the worst quality for this zodiac is its narcissism. Okay, and people having their moon in Leo or having Leo lagna, they are confident of their irresistibility, and they believe that it is the duty of everyone, they meet to notice and celebrate them. Okay, and at the same time, these people, they often have a very poor understanding of people that makes them very, that makes them fall for flatterers and manipulators. Okay, so Leo, they have a perception that they play the main role in the play called life. Okay, they are the kings of the stage, and it is them who have the right to pardon or to execute. Okay, and as I said, the most negative trait of this zodiac is the narcissism, and other bad traits include wastefulness, okay, prone to outrageous actions. Then comes arrogance, and finally, indifference. Okay, then comes Virgo. Okay, and Virgo, they are always having a tendency to worry. Okay, if there is a reason, okay, it's good. They are good. They find it very, what to say? They find it very royal to worry about everything. Okay, and if there is no reason to worry, they will still find it. And if they cannot find it, they will come up with themselves. Okay, Virgos are also very fussy. Okay, they are very, they are very captious. They have an attitude of captiousness about themselves. Okay, and they have a very bad attitude to criticize, to reproach other people, and to make claims which they think are very logical. Okay, because these natives, they are constantly in search of perfection. Okay, other negative qualities include, Virgo natives being very categorical. They're very prone to criticism. They're very causatic, caustic by nature, not causatic, caustic by nature. They can be very demanding. And finally, the very bad quality that they have is their restlessness. Okay, then comes Libra. Right, then comes Libra. So this is the sign of indecisiveness and pretense. Okay, because every morning it's like the Libra native wakes up and chooses the right mask from its rich arsenal. Okay, and they often have a tendency of throwing dust in the eyes, and they have a sense of windiness about themselves. that does not allow them to be considered as an ideal partner or, or family men, right? And these natives, they constantly hesitate and doubt, which makes it very difficult for them to make a decision. Okay. But, the other bad qualities of a Libra moon or a Libra lagna include, being boastful or, prone to self-admiration, being very fickle-minded, being hypocritical, as well as being infantile. Okay. Then comes the sign of Scorpio. And, the bad quality of the zodiac is its vindictiveness as well as its toxicity. Okay. These people can be very touchy, hateful, and vindictive. Okay. They have bad quality to assert themselves at the expense of others. And they also have a tendency of manipulating and controlling people. Okay. And usually these, usually these people, they love themselves and, prefer loneliness in relationships. Okay. And the other bad qualities include being very cruel, vengeful, overly aggressive, jealous, and being very despotic by nature. Okay. Now, when you meet a Sagittarius, they will give you the impression of a very kind and friendly person, but it is far from reality. Okay, these people, on the flip side, they have very crazy curiosity, about everything around them. Okay, the element is fire, but the fire of Scorpio is not something that will warm you with warmth on a cold evening, but a forest fire that can destroy everything around. Okay. And they have they are usually heartthrobs. Okay, they are constantly looking for new love, sacrificing old lovers in search of new ones. Okay. And these people, they are eternal wanderers, and they often go in search of love adventures. And because of that, he or she can often become a participant in funny and absurd situations. Okay. The other bad qualities include impatience, stubbornness, hot-temperedness, the attitude to smug at everything and everyone, and also, to be unbridled, okay, in their pride. Now, Capricorns, okay, they are, they are regarded as high achievers and, someone who loves to earn money, okay, but then they have a very, cold attitude about themselves. Okay, they are very stingy. All right, they are very stingy, and in relation with the opposite gender, they often demonstrate coldness, indifference, restraint, and detachment. Okay, yeah, the bad qualities of Capricorn representatives include, being prudent, being bored very easily, being very mercantile. That means they see the usability of everything and everyone. Okay, they are very haughty, they are very emotionally cold. That means they can, give up the vibe that you are not wanted when they are around you. They may give up the vibe, they may give off the vibe that you are not wanted for them, and they are very, very stubborn. Okay. Then comes Aquarius. And again, just like Scorpio, this is one of the most, esoteric signs of the zodiac. Okay. And these people, they welcome asceticism in everything. Okay, on one hand, and on the other hand, they will want to throw money right, left, and center. Okay, so there are no fixed motives that interest or disinterest the Aquarius natives. Okay, and for them it is very difficult to be still because they are pushed forward by a thirst for new experiences. Okay, and often they are accused of making crazy plans that defy logical explanations. Okay, and they're very freedom loving in relations. Okay, they are, and that makes them a bit selfish. That makes them, that makes them have personalities where they look out of relationships in the name of finding freedom. Okay, but they are very afraid of pressure from other people. Okay, and the bad qualities include being scandalous, overly straightforward, being very pessimistic, being unsure of themselves or their motives, and also being very, very boastful. Okay, now When it comes to Pisces, Pisces is attributed to indiscipline, constant soaring in the clouds, vulnerability, a lot of self-doubt, okay? Many fears and complexes that make them run away from difficulties and, hide their heads in the sand, okay? And these are the people who like to go with the flow, okay? But then, they are often characterized by hypocrisy and resentment, okay? And, if you look at the other bad qualities of Pisces, they are very emotionally unbalanced, they are very inattentive, irresponsible, vulnerable, as well as capricious. Okay, so what we understand, right? What we understand is that each of these zodiacs, as I have discussed, each personality has its own dark side. Okay, and the dark side is something that people usually don't want to recognize in themselves, right? And the job of the astrologer, or the one reason why we study Vedic astrology, is to make you recognize whatever dark sides you have in yourself. Okay, and it cannot be said that only negative qualities make up the dark side. Rather, we are talking about weaknesses, or what the person considers as such. Okay, and these are the qualities that the native denies in himself or herself and tries to hide from others. Okay, for example, someone hides sadness, someone can hide laziness or aggression, or someone maybe does not want to demonstrate inner strength, independence, or emotional sensitivity. Okay, so different dark sides are present in different signs of the zodiac circle. Okay, for example, Aries and Scorpio, they are very vicious. Okay, they have a sense of depravity, a tendency to harm others, to be dishonest with others, to make them suffer, or maybe resorting to illegal methods for achieving their goals. Okay, and the Aries and Scorpio, they like to break the rules, being sure that there will be no punishment. Okay, and despite having a lot of inherent energy and diligence, okay, their lack of control over their behavior can greatly harm them in life. Okay, but then these natives can also bring great benefits to others. So if you're Aries or Scorpio, all you have to do is to direct your energies towards good deeds. Okay, for Taurus and Libra, there is a sense of emptiness. Okay, and these natives, they strive with all their might to feel their usefulness and significance. Okay, they're constantly in search of happiness, harmony, about themselves, and they usually spend their energy, time, and money to fill their inner emptiness. Okay, and if you are either Taurus or Libra, you can deal with this by loving yourself and realizing your worth in isolation from other people. Okay, there's a very chaotic nature associated to Gemini and Virgo. Okay, they are often in a state of chaos. That means they are often in complete confusion about themselves and others. And usually, either Gemini or Virgo, they let others go ahead because they don't understand where they are now and where they should be in the future. Okay, and representatives of either Virgo or Gemini, they are constantly consumed by inner anxiety, and peace of mind seems something unattainable to them. Okay, so if you are either Gemini or Virgo, you have to learn how to gain and maintain balance, and only then you can achieve a lot. Okay, Cancer and Leo, they have a very dark side to themselves. Okay, and it includes their ability not only to illuminate everything around, but also to plunge themselves and others into darkness. Okay, so these natives can very easily succumb to vices. Okay, because if they rely on the negative qualities of their personality, and by being constantly pessimistic, they stop noticing whatever good is happening in the world. Okay, so if you are having your moon or lagna in Cancer or Leo, you need to remember that mistakes are common to everyone without exception, and the main thing is to forgive yourself for your weakness. Okay, and also not to repeat your bad behavior the next time. Okay, not to commit the same mistakes at all the time. Okay, The signs of Jupiter, that means Sagittarius and Pisces, they have a habit of forgetfulness. Okay. And, plunging into a state of oblivion, these people, they cease to be aware of what is happening around them. And, Sagittarius and Pisces, they don't like being pulled down or held in place. Okay. So any encounter, whenever, whenever a native encounters a problem, it throws them into a world of dreams where nothing needs to be decided. Okay. And they have a bad habit of indulging in illusions. So if you have, if you are born in Sagittarius or Pisces, don't strive for idealism. Okay. Because if you do, then you may find yourselves surrounded by many problems and be very far away from reality. Okay. So the signs of Saturn, that means Aquarius and Capricorns. Okay. They have a very sinful nature because Saturn is the planet of Kali Yuga. Okay. And performing certain actions, these natives, they act contrary to common sense. And then they are surprised at the troubles that come and fall on them. Okay. These are the signs that believe that the end justifies the means. Okay. But then they often find themselves in bad situations. Okay. So if you are Aquarius or a Capricorn native, you should always remember that, other people and your feelings are not toys, and some of your actions can hurt others. Okay. So be aware of your dark side and work on it. Okay. And you will surely be able to improve yourself. Okay. So this is my take on the worst of the zodiacs. Okay. Don't be misled by the title of the video. Okay. Let me know if you liked this video. Leave your valuable comments in the feedback section, and like the content, subscribe to the channel, and share the content if you find it useful. I'll see you soon in yet another video. Namaste. Om Gurave Namaha.